Venna, let's go.
Let's go.
Saxophonist, producer, artist, vibe curator.
No, facts.
But he's one of them artists, like, it makes you think, like, oh, music is deeper than this. Like, it's crazy.
If you like live music,
Yeah.
the way in which he records, I think this is like perfect for you.
All right, back again. What are we, episode
4?
Week 4? Let's just get to it, mate. Let's start right away. What's the vinyl of the week? What are we saying? Well, before we start, actually, I'm a bit hurt.
Oh, here we go.
I'm a bit hurt by a couple of things, but we'll get them out. People are going to think this guy is just some emotional guy. But we've been alternating vinyls each week, so I thought it was going to be my turn.
Okay.
But you've just snagged it, and you claimed, and I've just been gracious enough to let you do it. But go ahead. What's the vinyl of the week? What are we saying? What are we saying? Come on.
All right, so my vinyl of the week, our vinyl of the week.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You feel included now?
Yeah. To be fair, I like this album, so I can't complain.
Okay, good. So this is Dave, the boy who played the Harp, his third album. Long awaited, 4 years after We're All Alone in This Together. Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And this is I don't know if it says it on the front. Yeah, it does. So this is the Stone Island Sound Presents.
Yes.
And it's a limited edition, sold out collector's edition.
So what is this Stone Island Presents Malarkey? What's this all
Malarkey?
about? What's this all the sponsorships on an album?
Yeah,
what
it's a good question. I'll let you have a little have a little look. And then
Isn't there supposed to be? Isn't the album cover like yellow and gold and stuff?
Yeah.
So the part of the limited edition is it being like
different
platinum
colorway
styles and stuff.
Yeah, different colorways, like the mirror reflective, and obviously you've got the Stone Island Sound logo.
Yeah.
On the front and inside as well.
Mirrored spread here.
There's a lot going on.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, while you get into that, I'll share some bits about it. So, Stone Island Sound, I did a bit of research because I didn't quite know what it was either. It's easy to just look at the collab and be like, "Ooh, sounds pretty cool." But I was like, what does it actually mean? So, Stone Island Sound follows intertwining directions that complement the brand's rich relationship with music. So I feel like, even growing up, like, it's quite a thing that people would wear the brand in music videos, or there's a culture that comes with the brand, I think, a lot of the time.
Stoney's been about, isn't it? It's been
exactly.
a part of the gang for a while.
And so, they've sort of launched this alongside a bit of a tagline saying sound as a form of research, which builds on one of their mantras as a brand that launched with the 2024 campaign Community as a form of research, whereby Dave was actually part of, I think, 16, I guess, like, famous faces, you would say, who modeled for the modeled for that campaign in the summer/spring of 24 last year. And that reflects, I guess, the brand's deep cultural roots. And it says that it embraces the community from all walks of life. And so the sound element as a brand and an offshoot of the clothing brand. So they have a podcast, they have a playlist, they have events, and now they have product too. So this is the first ever like physical product that Stone Island Sound has produced. And I guess when it comes to Dave, he feels like such a natural fit for it because alongside, like, when they announced this, there was like a 15-minute video where Dave's in conversation with one of the Stoney archivists, basically. Okay. And Dave's like basically in like a sort of like in the round of all of his Stoney collection on rails, and they're sort of going through and talking through specific pieces. And there's like the jumper that he wore in the No Words video of Mostak. There's the pink like bomber that he wore in the Samantha video with Jay Huss. Yes. And then it's just like all of the personal collections as well. So then they go through like what his first piece was. It was like a blue knitted jumper, and then he had the gilet, and then it's like all of the stuff through to like some of the shadow pieces. And like there's I'll probably say like hundreds of pieces there. So it makes sense. He's obviously championed them for a while. He wears them at a lot of his shows. I think he had like a custom gilet for one of his shows one time. And he just rocks the brand heavy. And then I guess I wouldn't even say a pilot, but as part of their ongoing relationship, they previously sponsored the kit the football kit for Dave's Santan Cup.
Yeah. I've seen that.
Which was pretty cool. So that is, for anyone who doesn't know, an annual football tournament that he holds around like to celebrate his birthday. So they've sponsored that before as well. And so I guess this is kind of like the next phase of that. And I thought it's quite sick. I must say I was in two minds about it because I like the coloured vinyl, of course. Yes. And the main one's got like a yellow tinge. There's a nice blue one. But then I was like, because it's a special edition one, I knew it would sell out.
Because when you said you had this vinyl, I assumed it was the coloured one. But yeah, I didn't expect it to be all platinumed out and all shining like this.
So part of me was a bit disappointed that it wasn't colour, but I think it goes well. So the vinyl, I'll quickly show, is transparent. So let's get out this side quickly. So you've got it's a 2-disc, as we said, and it's transparent. On one side, it's got like the sort of standard sticker.
What's all the etching stuff? What's that?
So the etching, it looks to be like, well, I should say there's coordinates, if you can see there's coordinates like in one part of it, and then there looks to be like, I guess, an etched roadmap, presumably of South London, Streatham, from where Dave's from, on the rest of it. I think that's really sick. I've yet to play it, but I'm excited about it. And then on the other side, if you flip it around, you can see the Stone Island sort of like compass logo on the flip of the label. So yeah. So
yet to play it, but have you listened to the album?
Yeah.
Obviously,
to it a couple of times.
Well, come on, first looks then. Come on, this quickly
first impression
before we get into it any deeper.
Yeah, it'd be rude not to. First impression, long awaited, 4 years in the making. I feel like I didn't quite know what to expect, I guess. But I guess by virtue of the fact that it didn't have any singles with it, I was like, this is going to be like a full body of work that's going to be cohesive. It's going to be clear. It's probably going to be very musical and with a lot of content. And that was exactly what he delivered. It's very good, and it is very good. From when he did the posters revealing the collaborators, you knew which way it was headed. And you got like James Blake in there, obviously Thames, Jim Legacy, a couple people, Kano, of course. I don't quite know how to describe. I'm still like probably finding a way to articulate it properly.
Yeah, it's still early days, I think.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I liked it, man. I think, to be fair, it's probably an album that I prefer because it's kind of almost like his kind of magnum opus kind of vibes, isn't it? Like he's gone for like, this is just like well-produced music rather than him kind of going into like a lane. Obviously, James Blake, as you know, is like one of my favorite artists. So and he's like credited in quite even the ones that he's not featured in.
Yeah.
And you can either hear his vocals or you can hear him doing the chords and stuff. You're like, yeah.
We'll get into Dave a bit later, I think, in one of our artist spotlights. But I am interested. So Dave, obviously, this album is like one of the most lyrics heavy albums that you'll probably hear this year. So is it, obviously we've spoken a bit about you like being a bit of a vibes man and a beats man, and this album is very heavy on melody without percussion and 808s too much, and it's very UK rap and UK accent. So I'm interested, what is it that you like about it specifically, given your persuasion? Yeah,
so for me, I didn't grow up really listening to grime and stuff as much as everyone else for some reason. I don't know why. I was just being difficult and a contrarian, and I was listening to like old school stuff when everyone else was listening to a lot of contemporary things. So I didn't get into UK music that way. So listening to stuff like this, it's not like super grime based. It's like more like melodic in terms of the sampling and stuff. Like my favorite song is was it My 27th Birthday? Which is literally just piano and like a vocal sample in the background. So it's very simple. And then because of that, it's very easy to kind of hone in on what he's saying. And that song's like 6.5 minutes or something like that. But because it's so clean, it's just like you can hear him telling the story. So yeah, sometimes there are space for lyrics in that. Like it's not.
For sure.
I've been saying that all I care about is melody in that, but sometimes there is, but it's got to be framed in the right way. I think.
Cool, interesting. So that's good to know. But yeah, man, big him up. Third album, third UK #1, special piece of music, and yeah, he's the guy.
Yeah, we'll get into it deeper later, and it's still early days, isn't it? Like, there's been a lot of like kind of social media reactions straight off the bat.
So, and it's we don't need to be social commentators at every juncture. It's
Yeah.
like, bro, the album come out on a Friday. I'm seeing man doing full breakdowns on Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. Let's soak it in.
Marinate.
Yeah,
Flip it.
let's soak it in. Especially, it's clearly an album that needs to be like taken it
Sat
slowly.
with, man.
So
The guy's so intricate with his lyricism and stuff.
what's it been like 4 years or something since he released? Like,
it was July 21, I think.
give it some time, man. What's
That's what
wrong
I'm
with
saying.
you, man?
But
Jesus
This
Christ.
is, I mean, my take on it is that people have been starved of great rap music
Yeah.
from the UK, and they're wanting to champion something, which is great. But in the wanting to champion, sometimes it's like, it's not necessarily let's talk about it, but it's like, what did you think? Is it the best thing ever?
Yeah.
How does it stack up compared to his other things?
I think they wanted him to go like be like hard Dave, you know, and he's not really in this album. He's kind of just like taking it to a new place. It's like, I've been in the studio with like amazing producers and like artists that I want to collaborate with and create like something that's gonna stand the test of time. And I feel that this album does. He's produced now 3 very good bodies of work, I would say. So, and this is just slightly different. Like,
Exactly.
I'm fine with it.
I rate it. And
I'm happy with it.
It's setting a standard and setting a level, and also saying this is what I'm about now. Obviously, the guy just turned 27 in it, so it's like 4 years ago he was 23, and that was his second album. Things change.
It's a grown man album. It's a grown man album.
And I was seeing a man in the comments saying, yeah, it's solid, but it's missing a Sench feature and a Drake feature. I'm like, bro, we're not all just here for club tunes or for the sake of having a feature. Like, everyone on there has got their space to feature.
Yeah, and the features are very deliberate. Yeah, they're very deliberate. So, yeah, I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. So
4th vinyl of the week. So because you like it as well, I feel like we can own it, and that is our vinyl.
Yeah, you told me in advance, so we can share it. That's fine. It's fine. Like, but it's gonna be my vinyl next week. So because the people might have been thinking like, it's Lewis next week. Like, it's gonna give us a throwback.
Yeah, they wanted another one from the archives.
I wasn't even listening to like what's the old tune. But now they won't know. They have to wait another week. So maybe that's a good thing. So
keep it waiting, bro.
One thing that I wanted to bring up in our little opening segment of that. Obviously, for those that, if we've got a couple of viewers and listeners, well, viewers mainly, that have consistently watched us now, we've got some vinyls behind me, some records behind me and stuff. They're probably thinking, who are these man? Obviously, this is your gaps, it's your records. They're like, who are these guys? And why the hell do they have like some gold
props on them,
some like platinum records? Like, what are they just ordering stuff online? So, do you want to say anything about that? What's the crack with that?
Yeah. So my day job is in the music industry ever since I like graduated, more or less. Like, I've worked, started as an intern, and then now been 7 years in the industry now. So I work for record labels. I've worked for 3 over that period of time, and this is kind of like, these, I should say, are like kind of some of the perks every now and then that you get. When like a record hits a certain number of sales, it gets like a status, certification status, whether it be silver, gold, platinum, etc.
So what are those numbers? Do you know? Of like what do you have to do to be silver or gold and stuff?
Yeah, so singles, silver is 200,000 sales.
Okay.
Gold is 400,000 sales. Platinum is 600,000 sales. And then multi-platinum is like multiples of 600,000.
Okay. So if I go double platinum, that's 1.2 is what we're saying.
Correct.
Maths is it?
Very sharp
I got
it.
maths, all right? Don't worry about me, bro.
And then albums is 60,000. I think I feel like albums is easier for people to like be tangible, because it's like that is an album sale, isn't it? Like, it's a clear vinyl. I bought it once. Streaming, the rules are kind of like a bit more sort of like ratios and stuff.
Yeah, it gets a bit hazy. Though.
We can get into another time, but album sale 60,000 is silver, 100,000 is gold, and then 300,000 is platinum.
Yeah. So how many are they handing out in these offices and that? When it
depends.
And they just dishing them out like you can get one, you can get one, or is it like just a couple, or what we said?
Yeah, it's not.
Do I just need to knock on the door and just like deliver some mail for these man, and then I'm in and I got a record? Or
I mean, so one of the nice things about these is that they have your name on, innit?
Yeah.
So it's like to Harrison, and it's like in recognition of X amount of sales, and then it's got the company and the certification and blah blah blah. So it's more like for the core team that's worked on the project. So if people who like might not know about the industry will be like, more than likely, like the label presidents will probably get it because they sort of like are the ones who like they're the CEOs in it of the company.
Of course, yeah.
And then you'll have someone who's like led on the marketing, someone who's led on like the A&R, the audience development, which is like, you know, social media through to like CRM and mailers. And then someone like me who does like, I guess you would say commercial. So like everything from like your physical stuff like this to like merchandising, selling that sort of stuff online, and then your streaming as well. So like the relationship with your streaming services where you click play on music and how the music is like discovered, found, profiled and promoted with those partners as well. So yeah, there's a whole lot of like moving parts.
So it's a lot happening.
It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on.
Man just makes a tune and it's
out.
It's out. It's there.
Who likes it?
Yeah.
Anyone?
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's a lot. All right, so we've obviously alluded to Dave already, but I'm curious, what else have you been listening to this week?
Bag of tunes, mate. A bag of tunes.
Bag.
I'm actually, before I give off my recent rotations, I've got.
Don't you dare be sharing another gripe.
I've got one more gripe. This is the last gripe of the day. The last gripe.
You're gonna have a quota of like one per episode now.
I've got 3 songs, but you've been slacking this week. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. You didn't do any like research or anything. Obviously, it was my time to do research and that, but didn't do any follow-up material or anything like that. Recent rotations and that. You weren't ready. We were setting up and stuff. I had to wait for you to write all your stuff down and do all of this and that. Like, it's not good enough. It's not good enough.
It's been a busy week.
Delayed our start time by like an hour and a half. I'm waiting for you faffing about, bro.
So you're going to try...
You're a real slacker today.
You're going to share this on camera with the first 2 episodes. You were late to arrive at my yard by an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's just growing pains, bro. That's
growing pains.
That's like we're getting into the system. Now we're good. We're running now. I'm here now, bro.
You're trying to brush over. That's crazy.
I'm ready now. Like, we didn't know what was happening then.
I knew what was happening. I was ready.
We're recording at night. We're recording at day. We didn't know what was going on. Now we've got a routine.
Trying to come like, I didn't know what I was jet lagged.
Mucking about. Anyways, recent rotations. I got 3. How many have you got?
I got 2.
2. What's going on?
Quality over quantity.
I think my quality is quite good. So
it's not a competition.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, because you got 3. We'll alternate.
Okay. I've got my cards over here.
So petty, bro.
All right. I have 2 new and 1. It's old because it's crazy. 2015. It's like 10 years ago. So I guess it's old in that room. It's like last decade. You get me?
That's catalog now, bro.
But it's contemporary to me still because I'm bumping it all the time. So number 1 is Leon Thomas. It's got a new EP called Folks. Leon Thomas is a guy. I'm liking where this kind of soul R&B vibe is going lately in the R&B scene in general. So I'm here for it. He's doing like a lot of like instrumentation and stuff like that. It's all like real music. So I'm here for it. So, but the song I'm going to choose out of that EP is My Muse. So yeah, give it a listen to. Big tune.
Yeah.
Big EP. So that's my number 1. Number 2 is an album that's released this month. Is Mick Jenkins and Emil released an album called A Murder of Crows. And I've got 2 songs from that, actually, to be fair. One of this is a single, Coco Goff, and one is Words I Should Have Said, which has Annie on it. And Annie is... She goes in, bro. She goes...
I've not heard from her in a minute.
This is what I'm saying.
I'm glad.
This is why I was here for it, bro. Because like she's out here.
Right, cool.
The collaboration from Mick Jenkins and Emil is just mad in itself.
Already, yeah.
And then you have Eddie on top of it. I was like, okay, this is crazy. So yeah, definitely the album in general, because he's produced the whole album. So it's just all just clean on it.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good... I thought I'd mention that because it's a good tie-in with our Spotlight artist who's going to be Venna today. So... I thought we'll go in. We'll go straight in, you know?
Why is it called Coco Goff? Is there like a...
Yeah, so Mick Jenkins, I don't know if he's got this theme of doing like songs about like sports, like sports personalities and stuff, because one of my favorite songs of his is Scottie Pippen, which was from his album a couple of albums ago. Again, that must be like 2021, which is like 4 years ago, which is crazy. With was it Serpent with Feet? You know the singer, good singer. Give it a go if you haven't listened to it.
I've not heard of Serpent with Feet. No.
Yeah, so give him a go. Anyways, so yeah, I don't know if this is kind of like a kind of second iteration of that, because it's the same type of production behind it as well. It's like a lot of again, real instrument samples. So yeah, that's why it's Coco Gauff, and he makes references to Coco Gauff in the song. So that's my 2. Third, the One More Than You. This is the difference maker, basically, the differentiator between us. 2015, I think, is one of my. I keep saying this is my favorite. This is my favorite. So these men are gonna be like, how many favorites does this guy have? But it's gonna be this is like my one of I'm trying to say, not say favorite. This is a song that I enjoy a lot, and that came out at that time. It came out in 2015, and I was like, this is one of the best songs I've heard in a long time. And it's Vince Staples' North North. So pure hip hop.
Damn, that's 10 years old.
Yeah, it's 10. That's what I'm saying. It's 10 years old, because I wanted to give a song that I listen to regularly and like might be one of my gym tunes that I keep on referring to, and that is one of them. Yeah, Vince Staples. I've been listening to him since like I was listening to like Tyler the Creator and El Sweatshirt and like Odd Future back in the day, and he was kind of always adjacent to them, and he was featured quite a lot in their songs. And I was like, who's this guy? And then he started releasing obviously songs by himself, and I was like, okay, he's clean. And obviously we've seen him live as well. And he was actually pretty good live as well. So I can't complain, innit? I can't complain. So yeah, North North. So if you haven't given it a listen to, what are you doing? But
and where have you been?
Yeah. You're 10 years too late. Nah, you're not too late, because it still sounds like a very good song. Yeah, it still sounds like you could release it like this year.
Yeah, I feel like his music's quite timeless in the sense of production wise.
Yeah, a lot of his songs, he's kind of not experimental, but he's slightly different to everyone else, and it's got a unique sound. So yeah, so those are my 3. So I think that's 3 pretty sturdy choices there. I've gotten hard hitters this week. It's not, I haven't gone like, oh yeah, this is the new artist. I've gone like big artists, big tunes. What are we saying? So what have you got?
All right, cool. Guys taking recent reputation as a competition. I see. Well, I'm not going to entertain that because I don't stoop. However, I have 2, as you have alluded to.
Yeah, God, come on. What's the 2 then?
So 2, I'm going to start with an established artist who everyone, well, I would imagine a lot of people will be familiar with, and that is Mariah the Scientist.
Yeah.
She has a relatively new album out called Heart Sold Separately.
Okay.
Which I have listened through to the whole time. Yeah, recently. 10 tracks. Includes Burning Blue and Is It a Crime, which were like the 2 sort of like.
What we're saying? What's the setting for listening to Mariah?
What's the setting, bro? It's straight R&B, and straight R&B is talking about relationships, the struggles, sort of like within relationships, and interestingly, you say that because I can segue into one of my points, which is about the artwork. So it's like her as a toy green soldier, essentially, on a pink backdrop, and that is representing the war on love, essentially, in her words, and the emotional battles within relationships. So that is the vibe that it is, I guess, in front of, and yeah, for her, like I think I first came across her with Always and Forever, the tune with Lil Baby. Yeah. And that, that's just been my tune for a while. And that actually wasn't too long ago. I think that's 2020. And yeah, I've just been checking for her ever since. The album's good. It's just good R&B, isn't it? So that is, I think I was listening to it on my commute, to be fair, which, isn't necessarily the best backdrop for R&B. But when would you listen to it? I'll say like Sunday afternoon, chilling, or if indeed you are in your feels at any point, then go ahead.
I'll be in my feels, bro. So fine.
But as I say about the artwork, she's obviously the Green Soldier thing, and she's also cleverly like replicated that on stage as well. So she's got like a whole, I'll say outfit, I guess is what you would describe it, which is like custom made, like toy Green Soldier vibe. So he's got like the helmet, some like arm patches and straps and stuff, and it's like all the same palette, and it is made to look like that sort of plasticky material, like rounded, curved edges and stuff. It's very really cool. So that's, I think, a really clever way of bringing your album.
Yeah, keeping it on theme.
So that's one. Would recommend if you haven't checked it out. She's a G. Second one today is an artist called Laza. I believe that is how you say it. Apologies if it's not. It is spelled Laza.
Okay.
And the second A has like an accent on it. I think it's like the flat accent. So I don't really know what sound that makes.
Okay.
But her like she distributes through I think her own label called La La Land. So I would assume it's Laza.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope so.
Okay.
For her sake. But she, I discovered her recently. She's from Seattle in Washington, and unhelpfully, I feel like it's not the easiest to describe it. It's like a bit of rap, a bit melodic, but for me, the production was what stood out. Like it's very bouncy, and it's quite unique in that sense. And although I say rap, it's not sort of like Glorilla or Cardi or sexy type rap. It's like I don't know. She I guess reminds me a bit of Amaray in sort of like her vocal tones like relatively high. I would say, or not high pitch, but like. It complements the bounciness of like an 808 really nicely by contrast. And so I would say check her out. 2 tracks specifically. One is called Open Till 2 and a second one is called Tell the Difference, and that is with Sango, who she's worked with a couple of times.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that might prick your ears up.
You might be winning this, you brought it back there. I was like, okay, I'll check out Laza. Okay.
He wasn't trying to hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, check it for real. Like she's really good, and I'm only like 1 EP deep, I think, so I need to like check out the whole catalog. But yeah, would highly recommend her. So those are my 2.
Strong 2, man. Strong 2. Right. Artist spotlight. Venna. Let's go. So this week, South London saxophonist, producer, artist, overall like vibe curator and that, So I'm going to list off a quick bio because I'm not going to go too deep in, and maybe we can have a little discussion through it, right?
Sounds good.
So 26 years old, South London. I know, we'll get into that in a second. We'll get into that in a second. He's 26 years old, from South London, went to school in like Lewisham and their men's and that. Started playing saxophone at 12. And then by 14, he was kind of already like a musician in bands and stuff like that. And then started creating his own music at 17. He's Grammy Award winner from his work from Burna Boy's album Twice as Tall. He has cited some of his biggest influences as Terrace Martin, Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly, which Terrace Martin is heavily involved in, Miles Davis, John Coltrane, and the big Jay Dilla. Do you get me? So a quote from him as well is, he wants to be the pioneer of the next movement of music that will last forever. So this is the type of artist that we're dealing with this week.
I hear it.
So question, when did you first clock onto Venna? What were we saying? What's the timeline?
I think it was 2018, I want to say. I think the first time I properly clocked it, well, I'll say this. I saw him at a Nux show.
Yeah.
And that was when Nux had just done I want to say NRG 105 project, the one with the orange artwork.
Yeah.
And he had a show for that was at like Colours, Hoxton, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's formerly called something else, but it was there. And Venna came out and played. Obviously, they've worked together, I think. Anyhow.
They did.
And he played sax for Home.
Yes.
And so he came out and did that live, and I was like, this guy's flipping cold.
Yeah.
He's so nonchalant with it as well. And I think I had an awareness of him prior to that, because when Nuts were like bringing out Venna, I think I knew of him, but I think that seeing him live definitely cemented it for me, and I was like, I need to like properly check him.
Yeah, it's difficult to get the timeline for this. I'm not gonna lie. After research, because obviously he spent a lot of his time as a session musician.
Yeah, exactly.
Even with Nux, which I think Nux is probably the avenue that a lot of people discovered Venna. I would say, certainly for me, I think that was the first time I listened to Nux. Again, he's one of the few UK artists that I kind of listened to quite a lot. And then all of a sudden I'm seeing Venna being involved, but he's not like a rapper or anything. And I was thinking at the time, I'm thinking, who is this guy? Is he just producing the albums and stuff? And then I realized obviously he's producing, and he's like putting his saxophone in all these tunes and that, making it all jazzed up and that. So So yeah, it's hard to get the timeline. What I found is 2019 was kind of when he started getting credited for things.
Okay.
So he was a session artist on a Green Tea Peng EP in 2019.
Nice.
He is in Burna Boy's African Giant on Anybody in 2019.
Oh man, that's him. Crazy.
He's actually in the Beyonce The Lion King soundtrack in 2019 as well. So that year was crazy for him.
Goodness.
But at this point, he's still not a featured artist, but he's in the credits. So he's still like a session.
I mean, that gets you in the
musician.
room with a lot of people if you want it, right?
Yeah. So a couple of more artists that he's featured in or been a part of is obviously Nux that we've mentioned, Snow Allegra, Koji Radical, Planet Giza, Jack James, Mick Jenkins, Masego. So it's like some like artists, some like music.
It's impressive.
Some big music. And so like 2019, what's that, 6 years ago? So he's like 20 years old, like
goodness, wow.
Rocking up into these things, which is just insane. So I'm the same with you. I think through Nux and then just popped up in different things, but I never saw him. I've never seen him live or anything like that, which is something I really want to do. For me, just my quick feelings about his music in general.
Yeah.
I think it's very rooted in jazz and can still be called jazz, I guess. It's kind of a blend from jazz to UK hip hop. And I think he's kind of redefining his own thing, which is quite cool. But I think a lot of it is quite escapism music. That's cool. But interestingly enough, he actually has said he doesn't think that. So
really?
He would like to think it's like more intentional in his music, which is quite interesting, which is what he said for this album.
Okay.
Which is quite cool. Yeah, so he's 26, which is quite young compared to us, I guess. But if you listen to his music, it's very grown man.
Mature, innit?
Mature. Like I would think he's in his 30s for sure, right? I think he's figured things out in
like
life.
Sophisticated. And like learned the lesson, and he's like, I'm gonna pour this emotion into my production.
Yeah, exactly. So we're talking about his first album. That is called Malik, which was released this summer, in June, I believe, but don't quote me on that. He's had 2 EPs before. So his first EP was Venology, which was 2021, and then he had Equinox in 2023.
Okay, that makes sense. I was under the misconception that Equinox was an album, right?
Yeah, so it's an EP, because that was probably, Equinox is probably the body of work that I listened to in its kind of entirety, but like for the first time in terms of Venna. Before, it's just kind of, I just see his name and I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna sound good. But I wasn't really searching. Like, I didn't know he had his own music.
Yeah, because I feel like he's done stuff with Emil and people like that, and it's like just funky, great musical collaborations. But now he's obviously in his own right fully.
Like Emil, there's like a circle of artists that kind of have a similar vein, I would say, and that collaborate with him quite a bit. I've listed 5 here just to remind myself and people. So I've Yusuf Days, which is his. I think he's signed to Yusuf Days because they're both under the same record of Kashmir Thoughts, is the record label that this is released under, and which is an imprint on Brownswood Recording, which is what Yusuf Days is attached to. Okay. So I'm not like you, I'm not from the industry, so I don't really know how all of that works.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds confusing.
Yeah, so, but I think he's under Yusuf Days, or they're the only 2 artists
that makes sense.
In that label. So, and that's why he's featured quite a lot in the new album as well.
Yeah.
Ezra Collective, Emil, Mansell Brown, Marco Bernardis. I don't know how to say that, so we're gonna have to look at that one. But they're a couple of the UK artists that are like producers and musicians that also release their own music, which I always find cool. It's a hard transition to go from a session musician to all of a sudden releasing your own things, which I think he's done really well. And
agreed.
So of those artists that I've mentioned. So do we do we call it jazz? Or what are we saying? Or is it a new genre? Are all those artists kind of in that same bag of kind of jazz, UK, hip hop? What are we thinking?
It definitely started as jazz.
Yeah.
And I think when you start and you're so prominent on the saxophone, I think people always gonna like reference back to that and then call you jazz, like by virtue of that. But I do think that he's, to your point really about what you said about like the real instruments and using all of that and it being like live recordings and him the quote about like real music that's long lasting type thing, like I think it transcends that, but I also think it's probably a bit too like blinkered to call him one genre. I think it's just great music and musicality. I think he's moved away from traditional jazz in a sense of like what you might expect that to be.
The fact that one of his biggest influences is Terrace Martin, who's a US saxophonist that does production and releases his own music as well. I think he is kind of like the UK version of that. They're a part of, obviously I've mentioned in a couple of episodes about like neo soul, and that's kind of music that I listen to, but a part of that movement in like the late 90s / early 2000s was neo soul, but experimental jazz / soul / black music in general, which had like Questlove from The Roots, it had like Jay Dilla, had like Q-Tip, D'Angelo, that were all doing this production, and they were all kind of doing thing like rooting in like old school soul or R&B, but kind of trying to take it into new levels. And one of the kind of artists that he said he would love to collaborate in the future with was Erykah Badu, Q-Tip, and actually anyone from the Soul Aquarians era, which is basically they are the producers from the Soul Aquarians era. A couple of other artists are like Bilal, Common, Mos Def, Tyler Quali, those type of artists. So it's almost like he's kind of doing a UK reflection of that sound, which I find really interesting. So it kind of doesn't. It's got a lot of rootings in jazz, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not, because one of my next questions is kind of if someone doesn't like jazz, because not everyone likes jazz
for sure.
Could you still play Venna and change their mind and say like listen to this, you'll love it?
Defo.
Because I agree. My missus she's not. I listen to jazz all the time. She's not hugely on it, but I made sure, especially leading to this, I was playing the album a couple of times, trying to see if I get reactions here and there. And she was like, "Oh, what's this?" Especially in this album in particular, there's some actually like really well built songs. So, for example, the Georgia Smith single, which is called "Myself," I believe. It's just a good song, and you would probably call it like as close to neo soul as kind of possible, really. And I think anyone who likes kind of good music with like feeling would enjoy that.
Yeah, I think so. And I think if you're someone who likes music and you would enjoy the idea of going to a show and seeing a full band perform, then I think irrespective of whether you want that to be led by electric guitar or whether you want that to be like, even a pop act, I think if you like live music, the way in which he records, I think this is like perfect for you. And irrespective of genre, I think it is definitely different to jazz, and I can understand why jazz might not be to everybody's liking. But just because music has like brass instruments within it, it doesn't mean that it is jazz by like arrangement and nature, I think.
Yeah. And I think, to be fair, I think jazz artists or musicians are like the first to say this isn't jazz, because it's like that the genre in itself is about kind of constantly changing and being different, right? And like testing new grounds. So it's kind of not an insult, but like I don't think they want to be just jazz anyways, do they? So it's always interesting. I think Venna, we're doing Venna this week, Sasha Keeble last week, Cody Radical the week before. These are kind of all artists like with very rich music, but we touched on it last week, I believe, a little bit. It's not necessarily like algorithm friendly, right? There's no like 15-second TikTok moment or anything that. Can someone like Venna ever go like completely blow up and go like viral, if you will, or does that even matter to him?
I'll answer the second question first. I think just by his approach to things and how laid back he is as a guy, I would say no, it doesn't really matter to him.
Yeah.
However, I don't think anyone would ever be like averse to that, in the sense of like it brings you new audience, and you know, if streams on your song increase and blah blah blah, you could sell tickets and do more revenue, which is obviously always a good thing. And he's established like such a core audience of people who know him, love him for the music. I think Nux is an interesting case study with this, because even he like popped on socials with like Los Pollos Hermanos, which is like a random 1.5 minute sort of snippet, which transpires, like I heard from his manager, that he wrote that for like a Puma ad.
Oh, really?
So it was that's why it's only one verse, because he was like going back in to write the second one. His manager was like,
that's all they need.
This is all that they've asked for. We don't need to be making it into a fully fledged song.
Wow.
Lo and behold, I think it's his biggest streamed song to date.
Yeah.
And that was something that went on and like did crazy on socials. Hence why it's got so many streams. And it's like there was never any intention of that. And I think rap music does find its home eventually.
Yeah. So you don't think like, looking at the bigger things, not like a problem with the current landscape and how music is received. Like, I feel a lot of the time there's no reward for like proper like musicianship, and it's a lot of it is like branding essentially, right? Like, is that an issue, or is it fine? Like,
is it an
like
issue?
the way we was talking about like Dave and stuff. There's not, again, that the album's not like it's not exactly social media friendly, innit? Like,
right.
And is that a problem? Is that a problem for the artist, or is that a problem for like their legacy?
Nah, like personally, no. Like, obviously, as we alluded to, like I'm in the industry and stuff, and you see so often that like you've got teams dedicated to audience building and dedicated to social media and dedicated to content and what's going to be the most shareable, the most hooky, what is, you know, not, and this doesn't impact the A&R, i.e. the music making process. But once the music is brought to you, then you're like, okay, what of this feels like it's got potential for people to create to, basically? Is there a trend-worthy lyric in there? Is there a transition video-worthy drop in there? And those sorts of conversations. But I don't think it's an issue, man. I think those things are like, if you're going for commercial success or used to being, you know, top of the charts and stuff, then it makes sense that you're wanting to use every like thing in your arsenal to make sure that you stay there.
Yeah.
But I think for people where music is, you know, just the purity of it is the goal, then I think it's an added bonus, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's an added bonus. And then I look at someone like Cleo Sol, who obviously we've spoken about a touch before, and like she, similar to, you know, someone like a J. Cole or whatever, is like she comes back and she's like, here's an album, drops it, and then kind of disappears, and people, you know, people still love it. She's got a great audience, and she's like an artist where it's like, if you know, not even if you know to make it sound niche, but if you know good music, then she's gonna come into the conversation in it. And then you look, and she's gone and done like they did with Soul. They did drum sheds and sold like tickets that were like, I think £100 each, and no one knew what it was going to be, but because of the scarcity, like it generated such a demand and people loved it. And then she obviously did All Points East, which for I think some reasons slightly out of her control wasn't the best experience. But again, like you draw a crowd that's like over 30,000 capacity, and you know, you sell tickets and stuff. So I don't think it's an issue. I think it can be a catalyst for some artists, and I think it can be a bonus for some. But I don't ever think anyone should be chasing that as like the sort of golden goose, if you will.
I was going to really try to release some music and become the next guy, but
go for it.
Nah.
Each to their own.
Yeah, I completely agree. To be fair, I think for someone like Venna, I think even if you listen to him speak and kind of listen to his interviews and stuff, you can see like it is like a proper like artistry and like a very much you can tell like the way he makes music is going to be through like sessions and just with a bunch of musicians and kind of seeing what kind of comes out of it. And it's all very feeling, and you feel that when you listen to his music. So yeah, for sure. Have you listened to the album, like the whole album?
I've not listened to Malik. No.
So I've got to persuade you to listen to it. Will you listen to it after
Why
this?
should I? I need to know. I've seen the artwork. I've seen a couple features on there.
Yeah.
And I'm obviously already a fan.
Yeah.
I've not got around to it. So is it different to his previous stuff? Obviously, I know it's being self-titled. I feel like it's sort of like a statement and encapsulating this is me.
Yes, exactly. That was one of my points that I was going to bring up. To be fair, I think it feels personal, the album, for sure. Again, the same way you mentioned Dave, the features feel very deliberate, and like it doesn't feel like anything's there just for like this is the single, we got to go crazy kind of thing. So a lot of great musicians and artists that are involved in this. I would say, don't be dissuaded if you're just thinking, oh, it's jazz. I'm not really trying to be all jazzed up and stuff. I would say, the Georgia Smith single is kind of a great entry point, I would say, because it shows you that there are different things in the album. Like there are like my favorite song is actually the last song on the album, which is called Eternal Reflections, which is with Yusuf Days. And I mean, as the song title would suggest, Eternal Reflections, it's like, it is super reflective, super jazzy.
Hella pensive.
Like it is like, it's quite emotional. It's quite like a long song as like a jazz song would be as well. But yeah, and that's from somebody who likes jazz and stuff. But then I would equally say one of the singles, My Way, which Venna did a colours show for as well, is a great entry point as well. So give that a watch if you haven't, and hopefully that will get you onto the album. Quick shout out as well to Will Komodo, that we've met, the sound engineer and guitarist who features on that song as well.
Oh, I swear.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So he's the guitarist on that song.
Oh,
and I'm not sure a couple. Yeah, bro.
Sick.
It's crazy, bro. I'm like, I know someone who's involved in this album. Yeah. So shout out to Will. When settings for this, like when to listen to this and stuff, I would say it's a mixture. As I said, it's like some of it is like feels like kind of escapism. Like I can play it like around the house, and like when I want to be set in a certain mood, I'm like I know you're very much like, you guys host and do like dinner parties and stuff like that. So it'll be great for that, because they'll be like, who's this smooth guy? Like, what's going on? So it'll be great for stuff like that.
This is a matter of taste.
Yeah. But I think it as Venna wants as well, I think it is good for like intentional listening as well. I think like, if you sit down and you kind of listen to all the things that are happening in the songs and in the album, I think it would be very good. So yeah, man, that's me, man. That's me. It's a good album. Any questions? Anything that you want to know more?
When you say it's personal, like is it personal in like the feeling that the musicianship evokes, or is it like lyrical?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's super lyrical. There's loads of songs with like no lyrics at all. Which kind of lends itself to people saying it's like escapism and kind of more jazzy and stuff. But it's like certain artists and musicians, like it's them. All you have to do is hear, like you can hear Venna's tones and stuff. And if you're, I don't really know, like I'm not a musician and stuff or whatever, but I feel if you're like a really great musician, like you can almost tell a story just through sounds. Like one of my favorite, again, I've said my favorite again, my favorite jazz musician is Miles Davis. And like if you listen to some of his albums, like Sketches of Spain and stuff, it like you just listen to it and it takes you there. You can feel you're in like 1950s Spain, like, and I don't know about anything.
You've been
historically or like geographically, I don't really know about that. Yeah, but you feel that straight off the bat kind of thing. Do you get me?
That's such a talent to be able to convey a time
Yeah.
and a feeling through a
It's like it speaks to you. It's like proper.
crazy.
It's proper cringe saying that, but
No, it's facts.
But he's one of them artists. Like, it makes you think like, oh, music is deeper than this. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's not surface level. It's almost, you almost feel like there's so much more that you're not even understanding in it, kind of thing. You get me? And some lyricists and stuff is like that as well. Like, you need to like listen back to it to hear deeper things and stuff like that. And I feel you can do that just with instruments. So yeah, definitely listen to Venna, listen to MALIK, the album. And yeah,
I'm gonna check it out this week.
Do it, man. And let me know.
is gonna be on. It's gonna be on.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll check in the next episode. And you can let me know quick.
That's homework.
Let me know how you feel. Maybe you could actually do some type of homework this time. You know.
Goodness. So yeah, the end of episode 4. It's been a very UK centric episode today. Been going through Dave. Been discussing Venna. All of the great music coming out of London, coming out of the UK. It's great to see.
Yeah, South London's been on the map today, innit? So yeah, shout out to them, man. Producing a lot of good artists and good music, so keep it coming.
Cool. Well, yeah, I think that comes to the end of episode 4.
Let's call it there. Let's wrap it up. And it's been good. And I guess we'll just see everyone next episode.
Guess so.
All right, cool. Peace.